My choice are sleds.
Wow.
All sleds, everything. I think sleds, one, idiot proof. You just go. Two, lack of injuries. I don't think anyone's been injured on a sled. I think what's the worst that could happen?
Not yet.
Well, now that you said that,
Don't jinx
thanks.
it. Hey, we got people with
If you ever got injured on a sled before,
What is wrong with you?
comment down below.
let us know how.
And let us know
So
how.
we know how to avoid
And
it.
then just
Welcome to the Movement Hub podcast. I am your host, Manny.
and I'm your host, Josh.
And in this podcast, we give our unsolicited and unhinged advice about anything fitness, current events, politics, astrology that you should probably know about.
That's right. Hey guys, how do you like this Mother's Day setup? Happy belated Mother's Day for you guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You guys, everybody had a mother, yeah. Unless you're a test tube baby.
I mean,
Do you have an egg donor so that you still have
Everyone, so everyone has a Mother's Day. So
Everyone
happy
does
Mother's
have
Day
Happy
to
Mother's Day.
everyone in the world.
especially the fit mamas out there.
Yeah,
Yeah. And plant moms and pet moms.
dog moms.
Included.
Yes. So
Cat moms.
in today's episode, we, in honor of Mother's Day, are talking about the mother of all exercise movements.
Ooh.
And what qualifies as the exercise movement. So we have your hinge, squat, push, pull, abs core slash ab slash core, whatever, and a cardio thing.
Perfect.
Insert cardio here, whatever you think is the GOAT of all cardio movements. And we can go in any order. Is there anything that you specifically want to tackle first?
Producer Haley should be the one who.
Very good.
guides on
Give
this.
us one of the main movements, and then we will provide what we believe is the mother of that exercise movement.
I'm going to get right into it. Let's start with cardio.
Wow.
I
I did not off guard. Surprise Pikachu face. I just that look like
Everyone
everyone
be like a blooper on that. Like what?
like everyone who gets into fitness first, they start with cardio first, which is incorrect. But we'll do it anyways. All right. So we are gonna go. You know what, producer Haley, let's
Coming in hot.
let's have you begin. What is the GOAT of cardio exercises?
I think for me, I like to go for a machine. I like to go for a rower.
The rower.
Wow.
Good choice.
You're using your legs. You're using your arms. You could do it for steady state. You could go for you could adjust the intensity with the resistance. And I think, you're working out a lot of things at the same time. That's it. That's
I like
that's my
that.
TED talk. Thank you.
All right. Very good.
Rower. I honestly had no idea you were going to choose a rower, but whose turn is it? My turn?
We can go in any order. I will say I like the rower. It's not my choice, but I think it's one of those safe choices on a recovery day. I think I'd like to, if you want to move, I think a rower is a solid, fantastic choice. If you're very sore, it's highly concentric. So rower is very easy, idiot proof. Even though some people do mess it up.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think it is. I don't think it is, buddy.
But yeah, all right. Do you have a cardio exercise, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, it's got to be running. Easy.
Running.
Running. Easy.
Jesus, I am really hit with everything right out of the gate. I'm just
running.
Oh my god! If
Why?
you didn't know, go to Manny's Instagram page and you will find him running. All right.
That is it. That's
Yeah.
it. I think running, because I've come to learn over the past 2 months of training running in preparation for the half marathon and the next year marathon. I think that it's the most versatile and easiest way an entry point into cardiovascular training. All you need, you don't even need damn shoes. You can do it barefoot if you want to, but preferably have running shoes. And yeah, it's as simple as put on your running gear, which is your socks and your running shoes, and you can run in your underwear if you want to, and just run outside, given that you don't live in the North Pole or something.
Even if you do, you should be running. All right?
Running in your snow boots.
Right. And running is free. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need a machine.
$3.99.
So
Cool. And for Josh's option, we are going to make a guess. And I will have
let you guys guess. Let you guys guess.
Producer
What do you
Haley go
think I'm
first.
going to say? I don't think you'll get it. I don't think you'll...
I am almost 100% sure I will get this.
This is my guess.
Go ahead.
Kettlebell.
Yes, let's go. I'm saying that too.
It is actually not kettlebells.
Kettlebell guess.
All right, I will
still
say
have a guess.
kettlebells is my honorable mention. I will say love a good complex. Don't need the space. Can smoke you very quickly. Easy to progress. Do some overload with it. Week by week, you could track your progression. Kettlebells I love, but is not my choice. My choice are sleds.
Wow.
All sleds, everything. I think sleds, one, idiot proof. You just go. Two, lack of injuries. I don't think anyone's been injured on a sled. I think what's the worst that could happen?
Not yet.
Well, now that you said that,
Don't jinx
thanks.
it. Hey, we got people with
If you ever got injured on a sled before,
What is wrong with you?
comment down
let
below
us know how.
and let us know
so
how.
we know how to avoid
And
it.
then just feel ashamed for yourself. I really think sleds is fantastic. Anyone can get on a sled. The learning curve is you just get on it. It's very quick. And it smokes you, and there's a feeling that you get from it too, your heart is racing, your legs are burning, and then you just go, and you feel liberated from it too. And sometimes it can be very daunting. I know when I first trained in the High Rocks and I put that 335 pounds on that sled, it humbled me so much that I saw that as a challenge. You could progress it. Sled pulls, lateral sled drags, high handle, low handle. I think sleds are fantastic.
Yeah, that they can catch me off guard. So
Yeah. We're catching everybody off guard today.
Starting this Monday off. Right.
There we go.
So next
All right.
category.
Next category. Let's randomize it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Squats.
Squat motions.
Yes.
And I'll let Manny go first.
oh,
But in the squat motion, it also includes unilateral work, meaning you could do any type of split movements, split leg movements. So what would be your squat motion?
I have an inclination to say the most hated exercise on planet Earth, which is the Bulgarian split squats. But I think, what I've experienced lately in the new gym that I go to is the belt squat.
I don't have a belt squat machine, but I use a weight attachment and I put a kettlebell on, and I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I really enjoy belt squats. I think they're really good. Less impact on the spine.
Yep, exactly. You hook it, for people who don't know what a belt squat is, basically a machine where you can load the weights somewhere on the mechanism, and you have this chain that comes up from underneath you, and you have to hook it onto a latch. And basically what's happening is that you're squatting without having any kind of weight on your shoulders or in your hands. So you purely load everything lower body without even having to be worried about hand placement, shoulder mobility, wrist mobility, ab strength, upper body strength, back strength. It's just purely quads, glutes, calves, hamstrings, the whole nine. So for me, the mother of all
belt
lower
squats.
body
Wow.
exercise, the belt squats.
Belt squats, and the fact that you said that, belt squats are sort of like the pendulum is swinging into belt squats, and I think people have been using belt squats for the last 3 to 4 years. And I think it's really good. If you're lucky enough to find a place that has a belt squat machine, I would say use it. You could use it to do loaded carries as well. So
Never
Now-
thought about it that way.
I wanted to ask producer Haley because you, from our last show, you have discussed that you took a barbell course from Strong First.
Yes, I did.
And I wonder if that changed what your perspective on what the GOAT of squat movements are.
I think I'm going to surprise a lot of people with this for the second time today. And I am going to say the Zercher.
Oh, okay. I messed with that
Why
one.
is that?
Yeah, I messed
Why
with
is
that one.
that?
It is, I lean towards the compound usage of it. It is a good ab exercise because of where the weight is. Also, you don't need the wrist mobility and you get to go full depth compared to a backloaded squat.
I asked her because that is actually my answer.
The Zercher squat.
The Zercher squat is the mother of all squats. I think it is probably the most functional squat out there. I think it's very idiot proof that, you know, you can learn it very quickly as compared to a back squat where you don't need the shoulder mobility, wrist flexibility. The front squats are not really comfortable or applicable. Some people just don't have the required mobility to get there.
Shoulders can't.
I will say a double rack in my honorable mention, a double rack kettlebell front squat. I will say the split squats, the rear foot elevated split squats are, as much as everyone hates them, including myself, I think they're pretty good.
So you refuse to say that.
I don't believe in nationalities. I think they're a social construct. So there are no nationalities in my training. But I really think like the limiting factor for Zerchers are the comfortability of it being on the crux of your elbows. And I love that people cry about it. I love that they complain like, this hurts my arms.
Well, done right, it shouldn't.
Also correct. And if you progressively overload it, you are able to build the tolerance to keep adding weight to that movement. So I think Zercher I think it's fantastic. I think it opens your hips up. It forces you to push your knees out. It's a lot of hip drive, which I'm a big fan of. I think like for people who sort of refuse to activate their glutes in any squat motion, I think the Zercher forces you to do it. And I love that about the Zercher. I think Zerchers is like something that I've been experimenting in the last year and a half. And I think there's something special with Zerchers. I think a lot of people should be incorporating it.
Yeah, I think the only flaw with the Zerchers is exactly what you said. A lot of people do complain about it because it does hurt. If you don't have proper padding, if you don't have extra towels.
What's padding?
Padding, like, have you ever seen the pads that people put on the bar whenever they're doing back squats?
I don't understand.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Okay. So not all gyms have exactly that. And if you don't have towels laying around, if you don't have like a makeshift kind of padding
Or
like yoga mats,
shirt.
a long sleeve shirt, that can rip your forearms apart. And I think a lot of people would opt out of doing that specifically for that reason. But it does not mitigate the positive benefits of the Zercher squat that you listed.
Right? I mean, as with anything, everything's all subjective.
Preference.
It's preference. Absolutely. Let's go on our next one, and I will start first.
Oh, I was about to spin the wheel, but
Hold on. Leah has to do it. Do it again.
Insert.
I really hope there's a turning thingy.
Sorry.
Press.
Ooh.
Press. Upper body press movement. I will begin.
Oh.
I'll give you my honorable mentions. I'm a big fan of the half kneel kettlebell military press. I'm a big fan of that. It didn't make my goated list. I like also a one arm dumbbell press, a very heavy dumbbell press.
That's your goated exercise?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's my honorable mention.
Oh.
My go-to, and it's not for everybody, but I think it has bang for your buck applicability, can get you stronger, and the level of progression is very slow, which I sort of like. I like that it's a slow journey. It is the barbell military press. They simple barbell press over your head, in control up, in control down, no back swaying. You know, it's honestly a full body movement. If your legs are not locked in, your glutes, your abs are not engaged, I think the barbell military press has fantastic benefits to the human body into developing overall strength. And I like that not a lot of people can do it. I like that it's it makes people cry. And then there's a theme to the things I choose. All right?
If it makes you cry, Josh's going to make you do it.
We talked about our last episode, why do we choose harder things? Because I think it's worth the reward. And that's what I feel about the barbell military press. What do you guys think?
I'll go second this time. I would probably say it's an exercise that I've been doing on my new program for the past 6 weeks.
Ooh,
and it's the seated, slightly inclined or slightly declined dumbbell Arnold press.
All right, let's go through the motion of the Arnold press.
Right. So the Arnold press is that you start in the position where your palms are facing you. And as you're pressing up overhead, you're slowly externally rotating your hands to a full press overhead. And as you return back down to your starting position, you put your elbows right back towards the front part of your rib cage.
Very historic press. I mean, it's like Arnold called it. I mean, it's named after him. I think it's got some good historical significance. It is a classic in the bodybuilding world. So, yeah.
So my honorable mention would be a side or a lateral cable raise.
A cable shoulder raise.
Cable shoulder
Lateral shoulder raise.
Cable lateral shoulder raise.
Interesting.
As an honorable mention.
This is the first, and there's nothing wrong with it. It is an isolation movement. So interesting that you chose it.
So number one with the Arnold press is that I recently stumbled upon an Instagram page, EKG something. But what he does is he puts all these electrodes on the specific muscle group that you are working with, and they compare different exercises and how much force that your muscle is producing and how much tension there is. And they compared a seated dumbbell shoulder press and a seated Arnold shoulder press. And what they found was that with the seated Arnold dumbbell shoulder press, you get around 30% more activation in your front and side delts. And I don't think they measured the rear delts so much on that. But I believe it's because of this external rotation of the shoulder as you're pressing up that can recruit more muscle fibers. So one, I love the motion because, you know, at this point in my life, I as I'm training, I always like to mix it up with a lot of external rotation, internal rotation, more of like movement of the pelvis from side to side. So I think with the Arnold shoulder press, it gives you a lot of variability and I guess something more to do than just strictly pressing straight up overhead. And then the shoulder, also the side cable lateral raise, simply making a tiny adjustment where instead of having the cable all the way to the lowest attachment of that cable machine and doing a side raise from there, you lift that cable attachment slightly, not slightly, but above to where your wrist would be hanging if your arms would be straight down. So in that position, right when you start the pull of doing that side lateral raise, that you already have muscle activation going on rather than the bottom portion. So same thing with a dumbbell. So at a certain point with the dumbbells, the highest point of the dumbbell shoulder lateral raise is the highest point of activation for the muscle. And as you slowly lower it in the eccentric portion, you're still getting some of it, but it's not as much as if you're at the top. So those are the two things that I love lately because of that specific Instagram account where they were comparing these different exercises. So those are my two GOAT of push exercises, right?
Exercise.
There you
That's
go.
correct.
So I guess it's my turn. I don't know what the name of this is. I
All
just
right.
know that Joshua has made me do this.
Did it make you cry?
Maybe. I know for a lot of guys, it's very humbling. And ladies, it's a very humbling. It is a get up where after every movement, every step of the movement, you
do
press.
a press.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So is there a formal name for that, Joshua?
I would just say get up with a press.
In every
yeah.
single step.
And get up with a press.
Right. So I don't know.
So
if
whenever
that's
I
a
write that
single-
down in my program, it's a get up with a press.
If that's necessarily a press movement.
It is a press movement. If we were to
To category.
because a get up is one of these weird in between exercises. I
It's
always
an everything
I categorize it as a press movement because I think it's predominantly a press movement.
Yeah, but for that,
But get up with a press, definitely a press because you're doing a press in multiple angles and time under tension with that movement is gonna fire and smoke up your arms, your shoulders is very humbling. Some people in kettlebell land love to go heavy with the get up. Dan John would say do a get up press with a 24. And that's just strong enough.
Yeah.
If you're able to do that. Guys, if you've done kettlebells, do it with a 16. See, you will cry. You will cry after this.
because then you're forced to press while sitting down, press half kneeling, press when you're on your side. Though, that together, I don't think a lot of people understand. Once you take out your legs from those movements, your press, whatever weight you're used to, just nosedives.
Right.
And it is difficult to balance, and you're engaging your core, you're engaging a lot of things at the same time. And I think as a press movement, for sure, yeah, you just need a weight. It doesn't have to be a kettlebell. Maybe
It could be a dumbbell. You could do a dumbbell get up.
Yeah.
Very good.
That
Yeah,
would be my choice.
It's fantastic answer, if I might say so.
So what else categories do we have
What
left?
else have we?
So what have we been through so far?
We covered the press, squat, and cardio. All right, so we got 3 more:
Okay, so we have hinge,
Yes. We have
pull,
pull
abs.
and yes,
Abs.
abs.
All right, what does it say so far?
Abs.
Abs. Oh, abs. Everybody loves to do abs. Here's what you do for abs. Eat right. Okay? Next. Right? Abs is really just a just low body. To see visible abs is, you got to get into a low body fat percentage.
Yeah, but we still have to have it.
We still have to have a nice little, right here midsection. Who would like to start?
Oh, I'll go with the simple plank plus variations. So you could do plank, plank ups, plank on a stability ball, single arm plank, slightly bent knees plank, feet on the wall plank, reverse plank, all the planks that you can think about. I think it's the GOAT because one, just like running, you can do it anytime, every time, anywhere, kind of like the kettlebell as well. And to some degree, dummy proof with the extent of learning it the proper way first.
All right. Fair enough.
Let's go, Haley. Producer Haley's next.
A one-arm carry.
One arm. Where are you carrying it? Where's
Front
the bell?
rack, overhead, side.
I would say just a suitcase carry.
Suitcase.
A suitcase carry. For symmetry reasons, it forces you to engage the other side. So like that is a complete, it engages more of your muscles. It's idiot proof. It's really simple. You can, you just pick something up and hold it for however long, and it's functional. Like how many times in a day are you going to use a carry?
You're basically suitcase carrying every day.
Yeah, every
You're
day.
carrying something.
Yeah.
So.
And it's great for your core strength.
Right.
That is my
Cool. I like that one.
All right. I will state a what do you call it?
Honorable
mention. And I will say it's a hanging knee raise. One of those
I like that
hanging
one.
knee raises if you want to hang from a bar and test your grip, which is a limiting factor, but hanging knee raises, or the ones where you strap your arms in there and do like knee raises from that position so that the grip is not used. I feel like that targets my abs, it targets my hip flexors really well. I think you can get smoked. The ab roller is also in my honorable mention.
What would you call those attachments that go around the arms that a lot of people would hook their elbows in? Do you know what they're called?
I don't know. It's whatever that thing is.
Yeah, what do you call them? Like when you bought them on the website?
I Amazon searched ab
hanging
things.
Okay, got it.
That's it.
And that popped up.
It looks like a belt,
Yeah.
a wide belt for your arms too.
Yeah.
So you could just support yourself with your elbows.
So one great addition to doing a hanging raise would either be if you're in a gym and you have the machine where you put your elbows on these two different pads, and you either have a Bosu ball or some kind of a platform backrest that can allow you, or that doesn't allow you to swing back and forth and engage more of your abs and put your hips in a more fixed position. That will always be a good addition. But if you do not have those machines, a really good addition, kind of tedious to set up, but I think it's most bang for your buck whenever you're doing this exercise, is if you have a squat cage where you can have these attachments, right? You have the attachments where you can hang or put your arms in and hang. And then you have a barbell that goes across. And if you have some padding, probably better, to hold your hips into place that forces you more into spinal extension, so that when you lower your legs, you can be more in a lot of flexion on the front side, so you can stretch out those abs a little bit more. Again, tedious. If you don't have padding, it's probably going to dig into your skin, so maybe not the best choice for some people.
I like it. I'm in.
But yeah, and it's going to make you cry. So
Thanks to Josh's room.
I'm here for it.
cool. All right, so we got two more
Oh,
categories.
I didn't answer. I did not answer.
Oh.
I gave my honorable mention. Those are my honorable
right.
mentions.
He has the honorable mention for all of the categories.
Dramatic.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
My choice would be, it's twofold. It would be a suitcase carry. I think in the carry family, I think the suitcase is the one that's above the most. But I like a good suitcase carry followed. It's a mix of you two, actually. It's a suitcase carry followed by a side plank. And I like a minute each, 75 seconds, even better. And I feel like this is all right, little training secrets that you guys can all steal. But I like a 1 minute side plank. Let's say your non-dominant side, which would be my left, followed immediately by another minute of a right side suitcase. So I am overloading that left oblique, and then I switch. I go into a right side plank, into a left side suitcase carry. And I think that smokes my oblique so hard. I think it's really good. And focus on your posture, and it tells you not to slouch, taxes your grip. I think it's like, to me, that combo is my mother of all core exercises.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feels
So
free
we
to
can so we can have twofold GOAT exercises now. So it's not GOAT.
It is the GOAT.
goats.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, we're supersetting now. So all right. Okay, I'm gonna bring the big guns on the next two categories.
So
pull,
Yeah.
and also the hinge.
Which one you want us to?
You can spin the wheel this time,
All
Josh.
Pull.
Pull.
Oh,
Aha.
producer Haley's going first on
I
this
think
one.
pulls are sort of limited. I'll tell you why. You either do one thing or the other thing. That's how I feel. But I'll let you guys answer.
Are you talking about doing a vertical pull or a
And-
horizontal
or a
pull?
horizontal pull.
Or
And
the same thing with squatting. All you do is squat.
Not true. Not true.
Or
I
you
feel
do-
like I could name you like 8 different squats.
I can name you 8 different pulls.
Okay.
Top of my head.
Okay.
But let's go. Producer Haley.
A sled pull.
A sled
Ah.
pull. So, are you talking about like more of a dynamic pull, or you're just standing in place and pulling it right back towards you?
I mean, you have to take a step back and then pull
And then
again.
pull.
So it's like it's a hip extension and a pull at the same time.
Well, combo. Okay. All right. It's outside the box. I like it. You know, why is that the goated pull for you?
I would say one because for me personally, I have knee issues, so it does help with my knees walking backwards, with some weight. So it's a good knee rehab, but also it's simple, and also you could add on weight. You're not. It's safe because it's already on the floor, and you're just if you could take the weight, you can.
No one gets hurt doing
no
a
one
sled.
gets hurt. Yeah, like it's not. You're not under a barbell. You're not under a weight that could, hurt you in any way. You are just walking back and pulling.
Very good.
That is pretty simple, I guess.
Nice.
All right. So my honorable mention is a chest supported row.
Yes.
I really am enjoying the chest support. I also like that the chest supported row is uncomfortable on your chest and your sternum. And people cry about it.
And you also have to smell a bench of sorts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Guys, if there's anything you learn from me, it's just to get through hard times. All right?
To toughen you up, baby.
Yeah. But all right. So it's threefold, and this is one of the things that was hard for me. Like, what do I like most? I like the pull up, I like the chin up, and I like the neutral grip pull up. Those are like, which one of these has to make it? And one of these 3 have to make it. And I like the traditional pull up is really good. It's the standard for a lot of like PFTs for any type of organization. I like the neutral grip pull up recently because I love how easy it is on your shoulders. But if I had to choose my number one mother of all pull exercises, it would have to be the chin up. I think the chin up should be the standard in military PFTs. It's everyone's first chin up. I think you achieve a chin up before you achieve the pull up.
Absolutely.
I think like it works a lot of not only your back, but also recruitment of your biceps. I think it just feels right. I think a lot of people do stress some discomfort when they do normal pronated pull-ups. But if they're able to do a chin-up where your hands are supinated and you pull like this, I think there's more access to people that are able to do it. And that's why I think the chin-up is my goated pull exercises.
Nice. Is it my turn?
It is your turn, Manny.
Oh, let's go.
Manuel.
So for me, will always be a vertical pull over horizontal pull. And for people who don't know what a vertical pull is, basically something that you pull down from overhead. Think about doing like a regular pull up. And for mine would be a medium with mag grip pull down.
A lat pull down.
Lat pull down. Yes.
With
and
the mag grip.
With
I
the
love the
mag grip.
specifics on this.
So it's
Okay.
actually a mag. So it's maximum advantage grip.
Yes, so grip is also in part of the acronym.
Yeah. So it's mag attachment, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So anyway, for people who don't know what that is, instead of it being a straight bar or a bar and then bends at the end. These are bars where you have like these little triangles for handles so that you're more in a open palm position and your thumbs are kind of like wrapped around. And I think Josh is looking for these mag grips right here. Yes.
Breaking the
Yeah, it's,
wall.
yes. This is not exactly what they are, but these are an Amazon purchase.
Wow. Don't tell them that. Don't tell them I got. Oh, don't show the company. Hold for editing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes, this is what it is.
So what's great about that is the position of your hands.
Yep.
And I saw this and I thought it was I saw this and I thought this was very gimmicky, but then I started to use it.
And you get an extra 20 pounds off of this, baby.
You feel your back more when you do these type of attachments. Like, it just puts you in the right position. The hand grip is fantastic. You do it for seated rows. You do it for lat pull downs. I think it's fantastic. I think lat pull downs is definitely in my top 3. I love a good lat pull down.
And I think it's really good for, the shoulders and the shoulder blades in general, going through upward rotation, downward rotation, external rotation of the shoulder, and all these different kind of movements that can make your shoulders, traps, and also your lats feel amazing.
If you're unable to get your first pull up or chin up, I think these are a great way to develop as opposed to like failing constantly
on the pull-ups.
I think just develop your lat pull down and progress over time. You will get your first pull up and chin up.
There we go. Nice. And we are down to our
last
category,
last but not least,
and the best one,
the hinge.
The hinge. All right.
Let's
start with Manny.
Oh, for me, the hinge. Oh God, I've said this in other podcast episodes previously on this podcast, the best podcast that you can find online, the Movement Hub podcast, is the barbell conventional deadlift.
Wow.
My arch nemesis.
Wow.
The one that put me in a hospital bed. Well, not a hospital bed, but put me on the floor and onto my bed for a whole half a year.
I never expected you to say this. This is like a complete 180 turn.
I've been doing this exercise ever since I first started working out, and obviously over the years it's just progressed into a crispy form. But again, I can admit that my biggest mistake when doing this exercise, and this goes for all exercises as well, is that there is such thing as too much, and there is such thing as, even though you have proper form and technique, doing too much will hurt you. And that's exactly what happened to me. So
I applaud that choice. I did not see that coming. I thought it would be opposite of that, but
there you go.
I'll applaud you chose that.
And that is the one. And yes, I still have my own troubles and issues with not teaching my clients these because, one, I have fear of hurting them because of what happened to me. So that's why everybody's getting a trap bar deadlift, baby.
Do as he says, not as he does.
There you go. But yeah, that is my exercise, my arch nemesis.
All right,
the barbell deadlift.
Producer Haley. Here we go.
Saving the best for last.
My go-to. Well, you know what? As of recently, this answer has changed. I think before it would have been a conventional barbell deadlift. That is my go-to. I would. I will say I am leaning into single leg deadlifts as of more recently.
They're tough.
Because they are tough, and you get to target each leg, like not at the same time. And I understand that the point of the hinge is to target your hips, but sometimes you lean towards more of like a dominant side, and then you get asymmetry, targeting that one leg at a time, and you don't need that heavy of a weight. You can go heavy each side, or heavy-ish on each side, and it's safe. Definitely for me, again, with some knee issues, like this is something that I'm getting used to, that I'm starting to get into more. So for sure, The single leg deadlift.
I like that balance is a limiting factor, but balance is something we have to train. Let's be honest. Like balance is one of the things, and I teach it to my students, my clients, and there is a level of frustration that they have to get to, and I love that. I love that they cry about it. That they're like, oh, it's so tough because I keep falling down. Good.
So are we talking about single leg deadlift where the other leg is up in the air? That kind of single leg deadlift?
A B or a B stance or a kickstand.
Kickstands for some people.
Yeah, a kickstand. Yeah.
Trap bar. I love trap bar kickstand deadlifts. I think those are fantastic. I love if you are able to get a trap bar that has an open backside, balance with that too. I like that. All right. So
and saving the best.
Well,
for last.
I'm glad we got to do Hinge last because this exercise is actually the greatest exercise of all time.
Haley, I think you know what the answer is going to be.
I want you guys to say
let's
it.
reveal it.
I would love to hear what you guys think what it is.
Let's reveal it.
All right.
It's gonna be a swing.
On point, baby.
All right.
It's gonna be
So
a kettlebell
I will say,
We know
I will say,
you're not catching up
my couple honorable mentions is that as when I did the USAW last year, I will say a power clean is fantastic, and it should have some recognition. I think there's some good power movements. I think it feels great.
It feels badass.
It's so cool. It's such a fun lift. And it's a great lift if you want to talk about overall power, explosion, athletic movement. My other honorable mention is the conventional barbell double overhand as God intended to be conventional deadlift.
Double overhand. So mixed grip doesn't count.
No, I think double overhand. I think it's like, and I understand, like you with your clients, that it might not be for everybody, and some people might not choose to do it. But I like everyone to do, and this is coming from someone who sumo deadlifts. In competition, I will sumo deadlift. But in terms of overall development, nothing will get you more stronger than a conventional double overhand deadlift. And double overhand until you can't anymore. And only switch grip if you are competing. That's all I got to say. Like, it is good for development. Okay? But
to reveal the best hinge
the
of
number
all time.
one,
Drum roll, please.
the number one, all right, I will say this, guys. I am our KC team leader. When I did my first kettlebell certification, I did not get this movement. And I had a couple coworkers sort of like rag on me a little bit because my form was trash. And then it was day one of this certification back in 2015 that it sort of clicked, and I was taking in what they were saying, and I'm like, and everybody's like, "That's it, you got it, you got it, you got the movement down," and it is the kettlebell swing.
Ding dong.
Two hands.
Ding, ding, ding,
I have
ding, ding, ding.
never thought
Oh
it
my
would
gosh,
be that.
You were spot on.
Two hands on the bell.
Double overhand.
Double. Yes. Yes.
That's just a toss.
Yes. I like what I do enjoy one arm swings. I do enjoy snatches with the kettlebell, but the two-handed kettlebell swing will provide you everything. It is the answer to life. It is everything. Like anything that you need fitness related, everybody has to swing. Everybody must swing. In the military, in kindergarten, everybody should be able to swing.
Why is that?
The swing is one of these things that develop multiple things. Obviously strength, obviously power. There's a cardio component. You get smoked when you do it correctly. It is a movement that is involved in all sports. I think it forces you to generate power in sports. If you want to run or jump, if you want to tackle somebody, go for a wrestling takedown. If you want to make love, I think it's fantastic.
So all you swingers out there,
Keep swinging, baby.
keep swinging, baby.
All right. I feel like you know people who swing well and those that swing short and just need a little bit of hinge in their motion. All right. I think if you work on your kettlebells, you can definitely make your partner a lot happier. It will fix your relationship, whatever is your problem. Like, it'll cut down your couples therapy sessions. Let's put it like that.
So if there's one thing that you should learn from the past 45 minutes of listening to this podcast is that you should have swings in your program.
It should be in everybody's program. I'm telling you right now, if swings are not in your program, put it on your program. Find somebody who teaches you. Like, if all you had to do was one kettlebell movement, it's to do the swing. 2 hands on the bell, load it up, get swinging.
Properly. And
Swing properly. Here's
Swing
the thing.
properly and safely.
Safely, yes. Find an instructor. Do the swing. I think it has so much benefit. We do it in almost every class at IPA. I think like swings are just fantastic.
There you go.
Like I will die on this hill to say
Swinging.
just swing.
from swinging.
Yeah. I think people should be swinging. I think you should just do swings.
There you go, guys. I hope that you learned a lot from our choices of the GOAT of all exercise movements. The GOATs. The GOATs of all these different exercise movements and patterns. And any final words?
I hope like some of these movements like you're not aware of. I feel like try it out. I feel like some people are for sure they're not aware of the Zercher squat. Some people they haven't been using kettlebell swings.
Google, YouTube.
I feel like people haven't been using a mag grip. You know?
Yeah, don't show the other side.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think like, hey, these are movements that in our subjective opinions are tried, true, and tested.
And you might have your own GOAT exercises of all these movement patterns.
Tell us right now in the comments, what did we miss out? What do you think we're wrong on? And what do you think we could you could substitute
completely
for?
outraged by.
Exactly. I want you to send your complaints to my trash. Right? So it will go into the recycle bin on
Josh will read them out loud, and that will drive him in his next workout.
Now, I will put all hate mail as a segment. All right, just say everything you want. You didn't like hearing from us. All right, but that's it, guys. I want you to explore some things on your own. Look, these are just our opinions. It might not work for you, but you're wrong. Okay. So on that note, thank you for joining in on our Mother's Day special, guys, of the mother of all exercise movements. Any last words?
Take care of your mom, give her a call, and say thank you.
Yeah. What Manny said.
Peace.